Hey everyone, it's Friday. It's time to deploy. Jim is here. And Jim, we just got back from Brisbane. Lots of big
Yeah,
news.
amazing
Lots.
stuff. Only one big piece of news today, isn't there?
There is. Might as well get into it.
Yeah.
So, in case you weren't aware, we acquired a company called Codefresh. So, when Jim and I last week were talking about going to Brisbane, we knew what we were going for, but of course we couldn't say anything. But yeah, we acquired a company called Codefresh. Codefresh.io is the website. Reactions, Jim, to the acquisition. I mean, we'll talk about Codefresh in a second here, but your initial reactions to the acquisition, etc.
Oh, super exciting, man. Like the stuff the product does, which I'll let you get into in a minute.
Hmm.
You know, just complements Octopus so well. The people were fantastic. Like getting to meet them for the first time last week.
Yep.
I just think that it's gonna be such a great partnership.
Yep. Yeah. Likewise, I was really impressed by all the folks we met. We
Yeah.
had a great time there. These are some of the folks who showed up, and yeah, leadership team from Codefresh, which was great. We met Raziel, who's one of the co-founders. Met Dan, which was great. A bunch of other folks. We had our leadership team there, which was fantastic to see them all.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you guys just happened to be in the office for a team meeting, which
Yeah.
was
We
great. So good timing.
Totally, yeah. We're up there doing our team, a sort of yearly team get together, and
Yeah.
also got to get together and meet all the amazing new people.
Yeah. So this is our website, as you know, and we got this banner up here that links to our press release. It's not as easy to grok from a practitioner's perspective, I would say. That's why Paul's great. He really articulated well the who, what, where, when, why of this acquisition. So Octopus Deploy acquires Codefresh. Very excited too that we've acquired Codefresh. The press release is here, but then he goes into the specifics around why, who are Codefresh, what do they do, etc. So Codefresh is big in GitOps. They're big in utilizing Argo. Kubernetes deployments is kind of like their bread and butter. So Codefresh is a leader in continuous delivery of Kubernetes, GitOps, and CI. GitOps is built on top of the popular open source Argo project, and the team members are maintainers of Argo. So yeah, big stance from that. CD or GitOps, why not both? So lots of stuff to be talking about there. This one I think was probably the one that when there was internal discussion about the acquisition, this is the one that I was asking a lot on just behalf of the developer audience, like what, because people are going to ask naturally, like if you're acquiring a company that's a maintainer of a project, people are going to say like, what, okay, does this change anything? Nothing changes. It's like, if anything, it's going to continue to be awesome and going forward. So we got Raziel and Dan were very passionate about maintaining our support for Argo from that perspective. And so as far as that's concerned, that will continue to happen. And so lots of really good points made in this article. And so I would encourage you to read the blog post, because Paul humanizes basically the press release in many different ways, which is great.
I don't know if you can see it. I mean, Argo's icon is an octopus.
We also had Raziel and Paul obviously cut a cake, and so Paul here says we got a kiss now, so that was quite funny. Yeah, it was a good moment here. This was a cake we had at the office. This is part of the office. This is where Paul says to Raziel, he's like, I guess we got a kiss now. So it's like a wedding. So yeah, it was good to see that, and I was really happy to see the coverage that we saw. So we had Paul featured in the AFR rather, the Australian Financial Review. Nadine posted some photos. She was really excited about what was happening. Dan Garfield, who's their open source guy, got chat with him, which was great. So software delivery is never going to be the same, which is awesome. So yeah, lots of stuff there. We got water bottles, we got new logos, we got everything going on here. It's called Fashion. Look it up. This is Steve. There you go. You in the background there. Oh, it's such a good
Yeah.
photo. This was like an album cover when I saw this. I was like, that was a really good photo. So Alex sent me this one. I was like, yes, perfect. So you guys really hit it out of the park. So
Yeah.
funny story about these shirts. So the logo we designed really quickly, because obviously the news broke and internally, and then it was like, the race is on. because people were coming into Brisbane, etc. And so I got these shirts ordered within a couple of days, and then I was down in the Gold Coast. So for those who don't know, the Gold Coast is an hour south of Brisbane, and the press release was meant to go out on Tuesday, and on the Monday the shirts finished at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and so I was like, okay, I got to go an hour north, get the shirts, and drop them off at the airport, then come an hour south. And I was like, oh my God, like rush hour, I'm not going to make it. I had all these nightmares because the shop that does the t-shirts also closes at 5, sort of thing. So I had all these nightmare scenarios, and I was like, wait a minute, I can do this by Uber. So I contracted Uber and just pick up the box. It was like right out of like a Mission Impossible theme music sort of thing. So I'm tracking the Uber on the phone, and I'm like telling our local folks in the office, like, it's coming now, and it worked. $20 to get it shipped from the t-shirt place to our office. And yeah, I was amazed we were able to pull it off because we didn't have a lot of time. The shirts look amazing. I thought they looked really
great,
good.
yeah.
Like you're donning one there, right? Which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was really happy with everything that we were able to do. And, it just really kind of pulled off. And, obviously there's going to be a lot of questions going forward around what this means for both Codefresh and for Octopus. It's one of those things where we're going to just see how we do and continue doing what we're doing. I mean, there's lots of information that we published online, but it's going to take time eventually to see how things roll out and all that sort of stuff. But for now, business as usual. But wicked news, and really excited by it. It must have gotten a lot of like raised eyebrows within development, I guess. The research and development crowd. So.
Yeah, totally. But raised eyebrows turn quickly to excitement, I think, and
yeah, exactly.
Understanding what it's like.
What I mean by that is like, whoa, that's awesome, sort of thing. So
yeah, totally. And we're just about to start meeting all their developers who are coming from a different background and have different skills. So everyone's super keen to meet these guys next week.
Yeah, there was I think one of the observations I read was like everyone that we talked to was like, oh, that person would make a great Octonaut. Oh, that person would make a great Octonaut. So there was like. We have a culture within Octopus, I think, that is pretty. It's transparent. It's empathetic. It's there's a lot of goodness in our culture and stuff, and we look for certain types of people and people who want to be treated like adults, etc. I know we're kind of pumping the tires of our own company here, but it's true. Like we were looking at the folks at Codefresh, and the anecdotal sort of stories I heard was like, that person would make a good Octonaut. That person would make a good Octonaut. So. It's great to hear so far, and really encouraging. We're gonna obviously have to have Dan on the show.
Yeah, I reckon.
Point. Yeah, and
sure.
We'll feature obviously some webinars on the stuff, and we're just formulating some of these ideas. Like we're thinking about doing like a webinar like Codefresh for Octopus users, and vice versa. Like what's Octopus to Codefresh users, etc. So there's gonna be a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm really excited, and if anything, this will make a lot of sense down the track once we get our story right with how these things work together and all that sort of stuff. So lots of work, but really excited. So awesome. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. All we had to share in the week was a crazy week. We had a lot of conversations internally as such, so not much to share other than that. But I'm sure we'll talk about this for many weeks and months to come. So anyways, if you happen to stumble upon this video, feel free to go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, let us a comment or a like on this video. Let us know if you see something you'd like us to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you on the next Deploy on Friday. Take care.